Hello everybody and welcome back to the xSmithyx YouTube channel, here today for a brand new video. And today we're doing something a little bit different. As you can see, we are here in an unranked lobby on F1 2020. This is just a random lobby I jumped in sometime last week, and as you may notice at the top there is a certain TRL Martin. Now for those of you who don't know who TRL Martin is, well, you're living under a rock. He is probably one of the fastest people in the world on this Formula 1 game. Last year he qualified for F1 ESPORTS. He's won an AOR Championship. That's how I first watched him way back in about 2013, I think it was. And I am now in an open lobby with him, which was quite surreal when I noticed, to be honest. I've been an absolutely massive fan of his for years, and now I'm going to be racing against him here in this open lobby. So today we are going to see if we can beat an AOR Champion and ESPORTS driver. Can this little racing pleb beat one of the fastest people in the world? Well, that is what we are going to aim to find out today in this video. If you do enjoy this video, do leave a like on it, but we are now going to jump into the first race that we did here at the French Grand Prix. As you can see, starting from pole, TRL Martin has started from the back because he's a little bit quicker than everyone, to be honest. So he's going to be trying to fight his way through, and it's going to be our job simply to not get overtaken. Can we do it? Well, we're about to find out. As you can see, towards turn 1 here, not the best of starts. We do have a car up the inside, but he does back out of that move, and we are into P2 as the leader there just decides that the first corner doesn't exist. So it's a good start. We've maintained P2, no contact, no damage. We've got a car just behind us here. We managed to fend him off into this little technical section here at the end of the first sector, which is absolutely crucial for the main straight. Obviously this corner here, very, very crucial as well. You have to get a good exit off here, which we do, using a lot of overtake mode here, just to try and get a nice little kick off the corner. You can see that gap in the top left corner is going up. Going to use a little bit of rich revs here down the straight, just because the slipstream around this circuit is insanely powerful. You can gain so much time just by sitting behind a car in the slipstream. So we need to try and break that as soon as possible. And also remember that a certain Mr. TRL Martin is going to be fighting his way through the pack. He is insanely fast. You will see in this video just how quickly he manages to carve his way through this field. Like it's nothing. He's absolutely incredible. But for now, we are going to focus on this battle with the Wiggy behind us. Nice, interesting gamer tag there. He's just behind us. We've got TST Hyper just behind him, forming a little bit of a train behind us here. This isn't one of my favourite circuits, but if you look already in the top left, TRL Martin is already up to P5. No idea how he's managed that in a lap, starting from last on the grid, but just shows what incredible pace that guy has. He's an absolute machine, and like I said, I've been watching him for years now, so to be able to race against him is a little bit surreal, to be honest. But we move. Here we are coming across the line at the end of lap 1. We have the race leader just about 8 tenths ahead of us. We are firmly in P2 with the Wiggy just about a second behind us now, trying to break that slipstream still, and we are being hunted down by TRL Martin. This probably isn't the best track for me to do this on because I really don't enjoy this circuit, to be honest. I don't have a setup for it, and as you can see through there, going way too late. We'll just ignore that little corner cut there. That didn't happen. You didn't see anything. Once again, focusing on just getting the best exit possible out of this corner. It really is important. You can see the leader there goes a little bit wide, which does compromise his exit into this corner, which again will slightly slow him down on this straight. It's not enough for us to catch up to him. You can see he's about 8 tenths of a second ahead. We're not going to gain that much time down this straight, but it is going to be a little bit. You can see we've gained about 2 tenths since the start of this lap, and then I missed my braking point there and go a little bit wide, so certainly less than ideal. And once again, you're going to see up in the top left, TRL Martin now is up into P4 already, as we're now cut ahead onto lap number 3 into this corner. He sends a dive up the inside, and he is now right behind us. Just 3 tenths of a second separates me from a professional esports driver. This is absolutely crazy that we're getting this opportunity to race against him. I'm so thankful he was actually online when I jumped on, because it's absolutely mental to be able to race against someone that I've watched on YouTube for about 7 years now. Like, it's a little bit crazy. Coming out of this corner though, we need to maximise this exit because he's all over the back of us like a rash. We look back there he is, he's in the DRS. We did use a lot of ERS off that corner to give us a boost onto this straight, and as you can see, it has helped us stay ahead of Martin. We need to make sure we make no mistakes here, hitting the apex perfectly there, trying to minimise the wheel spin coming off there, but Martin gets an absolutely incredible run on us. So we're going defensive into the end of this first sector. We do spot our braking point though. We go a little bit wide on the exit there. That's going to compromise our line all the way through here. Martin's on the outside trying to set himself up for a run, so we just park it on the apex there, try and stop any momentum that he's gaining. And onto this straight now, we're going to go wheel to wheel with TRL Martin. We're going to try and break the slipstream. He's going to tuck in with DRS. We're using all of our ERS. We're in rich revs. I don't think it's going to be enough though. He's got the overspeed. He's through. Can we outbrake him into the corner? No, we can't. And that is our battle with TRL Martin for this race. Unfortunately over. It's just insane speed from him. He started last on the grid in this lobby. and as you see, we're on the final lap here. He actually ends up winning it. Absolutely crazy display of speed from here, but if we're going to want to beat him in one of these races, we're going to have to try an awful lot harder than that. We do get P3 on the road. Unfortunately, we did get a time penalty at some point in there, so we end up finishing in P4. No surprises who the driver of the day for this race was. It was obviously TRL Martin, starting from last on the grid. Great race in that one. Thoroughly enjoyed that battle, but unfortunately we weren't able to beat him at the first time of asking. You can see his fastest lap, despite being in traffic the whole race, was a second quicker than us. So just showing the pace he's got, he's absolutely mental. But on to the next race now. This is the Chinese Grand Prix. Quite crazy to think I've actually never driven this track on this game before this point. And as this lap goes on, you are definitely going to be able to see that. Here, really not carrying the amount of speed that you probably can do through this first corner. Very, very awkward, I find, through there. This corner especially, I can never seem to get a good exit off this corner. No matter what game I've played this track on, I always seem to struggle with that corner. So that's definitely something we're going to have to work on as this race goes on. Into this hairpin now, make sure you turn the car in nice and early, get it rotated, get a nice exit off here because it is going to set you up nicely for this high speed turn 7 and 8 complex. You need to throw the car in, hope that it grips, try and not get too much wheel spin on the exit. You see we did get a little bit there that's thrown us wide for the second part, which does again compromise your line through this whole section. Having to go down an extra gear there, missing our turning point absolutely miles there because we got a little bit of oversteer. So this lap is far from ideal. So I don't think we're going to be able to get pole for this one, but it'll be interesting to see where we end up on the grid. This corner again, another corner that on a controller I absolutely despise because the car just always seems to wash up no matter how much you turn in. So again, that does compromise your exit onto this very, very long straight, and this is absolutely crucial for lap times. If you mess up your exit onto here, you lose time all the way down this straight. But we didn't do too badly. As we come into the braking zone, spot your braking point, slam on the brakes as hard as you can, get the car rotated through here and get a nice exit off the corner. That's pretty well done from us there. Obviously not as quick as some people, but it's the best I can get it. Into this corner, we go down one extra gear just to make sure the car gets turned in, and as we cross the line, it will be a 1:31.3, which on the grid is enough for P4. Once again, TRL Martin is starting from the back in this one. Like we said, you saw his pace in the first one. I will not be surprised at all to see him right up at the front, but hopefully this time we can finally beat TRL Martin. So here we go then, 2-5 red lights for this Chinese Grand Prix. Can we get a good start for once? We usually suck at these on the channel, but it actually seems to be a pretty decent one this time. We have got a car up the inside though already, not quite alongside us. We try and give him a squeeze. He does back out of that thankfully. We get a car ghosting through us there, not entirely sure what has happened there. The Ferrari's just along the inside, tries to squeeze us there, doesn't give us enough room, so there's a little bit of contact made. But we're going to try and maximise the exit. Again, a little bit more contact. You see, we've just overtaken LR Dive Bomb there. He was starting on pole position, so he's had a bit of a nightmare first couple of corners. And we are up into the podium places in P3, just behind J Clay and Hunted LAX up in front of us. They are very, very quick people. Obviously, they outqualified us, and we're not the fastest at the game, but we're pretty handy. But as we come through turn 7, you can see J Clay went a little bit wide there, which has compromised his line through this entire section. Going into here, gets a snap of oversteer, gets on the grass, and that is all the invitation we need to send it up the inside, and we are now up into P2. So a very, very good start for us in this race. Hunted LAX is up in front of us. He's slightly pulling away at the moment. 1.6 second lead there. So we're going to try and hunt him down if we can, but like I said, with this circuit being one I've never driven on this game before, it's going to be very, very difficult to try and pick up speed sort of on the fly as we are having to do in this race. But as we come down this back straight for the first time, you can see we've got a nice gap behind us. We're not getting closed in on, so we should be safe enough coming into this braking zone to not have to worry about defending. And sure enough, we hit the braking point perfectly, and no pressure from behind means we are secured into P2. As we jump ahead one lap later though, as you can see we're going a bit too wide there, abusing the track limits ever so slightly. We cross the line and actually set the fastest lap of the race at that point, a 1:33.0, so I was feeling pretty good about myself at that point. However, as we come around this very, very long first corner, it gets taken away with a 1:32.8 by TRL Jack there. Not too much faster though, so maybe we can try and get that lap back. But coming through this next corner, like I said, struggling with the exit, huge amount of oversteer there, and then a lapse in concentration. We go onto the grass, which is going to give J Clay a great chance here to try and overtake. He's on the outside, so we have to go defensive into this corner once again. Park it on the apex, don't let him cut back underneath us. Squirt on the overtake mode there out of the corner, just gives you that extra punch. And we have managed to secure ourselves back into this P2. Some very good defending there from us, and a very nice and clean battle, which is not something you always see on F1 2020 online lobbies. For those of you who play, you will know that that is the truth. As we go on then towards the end of lap number 3 now, you can see we have managed to secure that gap. Hunted retakes the fastest lap of the race with a 1:32.7. LR Dive Bomb goes a little bit quicker, and at this point I'm thinking, oh okay, so I'm not too far off the pace of the quickest guys. And then TRL Martin sets a 1:31.8. Absolutely blows my time away. It's about 1.8 seconds quicker. He's just insanely fast. He's such a good driver, and he's currently, I can tell you, battling for P5. You'll see, if you look at the mini-map, he is just behind the Ferrari that is currently in P5, so absolutely mental pace from him so far to have fought through the field so quickly around this circuit. But with just 2 laps to go, is he going to be able to close us down? We have about a 6-second gap over him, but we've seen, even in traffic, he's about 2 seconds a lap quicker than me at this point in the race, so we can easily close that gap. Now he has the clear air. Can we defend and keep this podium, and can we finally beat an AOR champion? We've only got a lap to go. We're driving very, very ragged there. Like I said, a lot of mistakes in our driving around this circuit because I'm just so out of practice around here. It's probably been a good 2 years, I think, since I've driven this circuit properly on a Formula 1 game. So we are very, very rusty. You can see going very wide through here, having to slightly lift off the throttle as we went round that corner. And that's going to put Jake Lake right in the slipstream now. He's just half a second behind us. He's going to have the DRS, so we're going to use rich revs here to try and stave him off. You can see he's closing up, but I don't think he's quite going to be close enough. We choose not to go defensive because I don't think he's going to send a dive there. He's right on our rear end though. We've got a tiny tap through that corner. We get a nice exit though, and with just 1 lap to go, can we fend off Jake Lake and LR Dive Bomb behind us? Can we stay on this podium? Can we defend from 2 very quick drivers behind, and will TRL Martin catch us? You can see in 1 sector alone he's already gained a second. We have to go very defensive here against Jake Lake. We make a little bit of contact. You can see ABR Oxtus there has also set a fastest lap of the race. He is also a league racer, and an incredibly quick one at that. So we've got some very quick people trying to hunt us down here. We are trying to stave off these people as best we can behind us. You see it's about a 1/4 second gap to Dive Bomb behind us, and he lives up to the name by absolutely sending it up the inside. We see him late, but we give him the room. We don't want to turn in on him there. We try and go for a cutback, but we've just not got the speed off that corner, and we have lost P2 in this race. Now it's all about defending from P3. You can see a car there just going off into the wall doing a wheelie, standard F1 things. But you see TRL Martin is now 3 seconds behind us, so he's caught 3 seconds in the space of a lap, just to show how quick he is around this circuit. It's absolutely insane. Once again, I've said it many times in this video, but the guy is an absolute machine. But as we come into this snail section, we tried to stay within a second into that DRS detection point, but I don't think we managed to do it, so we might not have DRS down this straight for the final lap. Jake Lake, again, is just half a second behind us, and he will definitely have DRS down this straight. We're low on fuel. We're going to have to go into lean revs. We've got no ERS at all to play with, so we're going to have to go defensive here. He's gaining into the braking zone though. We slam on the brakes, keep him on the outside. We're going to run a little bit wide there on purpose, open up the steering, leave him absolutely no room, use all the ERS possible, and as we come around the final corner, we are going to be on the podium, and we are going to beat an AOR champion. What an absolutely crazy race. TRL Martin there stealing the fastest lap on the final tour around this track. Only finished 2 seconds behind us in the end. And as you can see there, confirmation, we did finish P3 and we have beaten TRL Martin, which I absolutely definitely didn't post all over my social media. Yeah, not at all. Didn't post that everywhere. So if you aren't following me on social media, by the way, we do have links in the description below to our Twitter, our Instagram, our Facebook page, so do please go and follow us on there for more channel updates. We are trying to interact with people more. We're going to be doing a lot more Q&A style videos in the future, hopefully. So make sure you're following us over there to get your questions answered in our videos. But that is enough for today. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and thank you for TRL Martin for actually being online when I was online to be able to record this video. If you have enjoyed, do smash that like button and do consider subscribing if you are new around here for more F1 game content. There will be a link in the description to TRL Martin's channel for the 3 of you who don't actually know who he is. Do go and watch his videos, give him some love, tell him that I sent you, and make sure you give him some support because he's an incredible driver and someone I've been a fan of for many, many years now. But that is enough for today, enough waffling from me. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have been xSmithyx, and I'll see you in the next one.